Hop-ons.
Check.
Chickadee check.
He did it. We are all doing it. He's going to turn his microphone off. Over here. Good. I'm going to look him up because I don't know what the thing is, but it's not good. Denver Nuggets. Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, what's your favorite number?
Oh, if I were going to be a basketball player?
Well, excuse me.
Or
we were just talking about numbers in general earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me.
Numbers are interesting. They're, to me, sort of like mystically significant sometimes. Because I've become kind of a hippie in this part of my life.
Are you into numerology?
I am. I guess I am. Yeah. I'll say that without much qualification. Because of stuff like the Fibonacci sequence. Do you know about... We've talked about that on this show probably.
Yeah, but... I have run into the Fibonacci sequence several times, but I never really remember what it is. That's how much mind I pay of it. I have my own weird things I ascribe to when it comes to numbers, so...
Yeah, I mean, they're like most mystical traditions deal in some way with numbers being important. And numbers seem to recur throughout different religions and stuff like that. Like power of, a number like 3, 3 just, there's a lot of, it's easy to draw parallels and metaphors out of numbers. Like you could say 3, well, the Holy Trinity, classically from Christianity, but also like a structure needs at least 3 points to sort of stand on. 4 is better, maybe, or a million is fucking even better, but 3 is the minimum you really need.
Yeah.
And so that seems kind of sort of like a principle of some kind, And I just love drawing metaphors from things as an artist. For me, and of course 3's in the Fibonacci sequence. How it functionally works, the Fibonacci sequence is it goes 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. So what it's doing is it's adding the last 2 digits to get the next one. To the previous 2 digits to get the next number. Yeah. And that's apparently how, on some level, life fundamentally works, at least here on Earth. So like you flip over a pine cone, you start seeing that spiral thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the Fibonacci sequence. And I think that the way the title of this show could essentially be 2 non-experts speak as if they were experts. Or at least that's what I find that I do a lot. So like, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But there seem to be 2 fundamental kind of principles. Well, maybe 3 fundamental principles in the universe for numerology to work with. And one is the phi sequence, which is the perfect never-ending spiral. That's what it's mathematically supposed to signify.
Gotcha.
Okay. With no beginning and no end. So like God would be the phi sequence because he's no beginning, no end, ever the same perfect being. Perfect spiral,
Yeah.
The other idea is the Fibonacci sequence, where you're trending toward a perfect spiral, always getting closer, but you had to start from 0. You had to start with nothing, and you go 1, 2, 3, 5, and as this continues, I'm not sure how to, really explain how that is related to the spiral, but it's kind of, I'm not going to do a very good job explaining more than that, really, except that the fundamental idea is like Fibonacci is working toward becoming the phi sequence, and it gets ever closer and closer.
Does it ever reach?
No. But the point isn't to reach it. The point is to try and reach it. That would be the idea that I pull from it. And so, like, when I was a Christian, I could see that pattern in my life because I wanted to be like God, and like I wanted to be a benevolent creature, and more like I wanted to be like Christ, who was a representation of God. right? So I'm always striving for that, to live up to my greatest potential and be like, well, return to the thing that God had created man for,
Yeah.
So I'll always be striving toward that, never get there. Fibonacci sequence,
Gotcha.
That's kind of that I think that is the baseline of a lot of mystical traditions, and that's the shortest version I can give of it.
I've never really there's just always certain numbers that I've liked. I've never really put much research into them. And there's just always been certain numbers that have resonated with me and I liked for some unknown reason or whatever, I don't know. That's but that is interesting in terms of like, the spiral and the getting closer, ever closer but never reaching kind of thing. That's
it's hard to explain without drawing it. That's kind of what I'm talking about. So like,
that doesn't help the people at home.
It doesn't fucking help at all. So it's essentially what you'd be doing is you would end up with square shapes. You'd be going, you draw a 1-inch line or a 1 foot line, and boy, I'm not gonna even try this. But they draw these beautiful shapes and stuff based on these relationships.
Yeah.
So it's an approximation of it would be the rule of thirds.
Okay.
That's like an approximation of what's called the golden ratio.
Ratios are important. Ratios are more so important than the actual values, I would say.
I would think so, man. I think that's why abstract art can really work, is because they're working with relationships, and it doesn't have to be a chair and a table. It can be a glob and a smear or whatever, and they work the same way. I love all that shit. I've gone deep on that.
If I make a confession about abstract art, we're talking about the painting, the visual form.
Yeah. Not a fan.
It's not that I'm okay. It's not that I don't like. It's not that I'm not a fan. It's just at sometimes this is gonna sound so cynical or like I'm hating or whatever. But I just don't maybe I just don't get it. I think that's a graceful way to put it.
Yeah.
Maybe I just don't get it.
I kind of hear you. I think there's a lot. The trick about art is it's very much subjective.
And this, I understand it. So that's why I don't, trust me, I do not.
Yeah, I think it's easy to bullshit people. And if you just present it in the right way, I think that you can sort of bullshit people into think you're doing something amazing. And I think that there's a lot of amazing stuff.
That's what I worry about sometimes. I feel like I wonder how much among that, the true expression of something someone's feeling as an abstract is someone just like, they did that and got this. Let me try a little bit of this and get that.
Yeah.
And that is I worry about some form of abstract extortionism, if you will.
Well, is it extortionism if somebody makes it and somebody else enjoys it? Who cares if you think it's meaningless? It may be meaningless.
The intent.
That might be
the
the art of it.
The intent. And I think the intent in art does have hold meaning.
Me too.
And so if someone is creating something with that intent, that energy, that is not good energy.
Yeah. I mean, impressionistic art is interesting to me. I am a painter, and
impressionistic, that's a lot different, I think, than just purely abstract. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's like impressionistic would be more like, I love this chair here. I like what you got here. And instead of painting a picture of the chair, I'm going to paint a picture of how I feel about the chair. Okay? So that's the line there. And then to take it one step further into like an abstract place, it's like the line is, does this mean anything?
I always thought, so I thought impressionistic, I guess my impression of impressionistic was a little bit off, because I thought impressionistic was how that object or that moment or that scene presented itself to you, even if it was in some moments surreal.
Right.
Not necessarily how you felt about it, because I could see how the feelings would be abstract, but how it presented itself. And I don't know if that's different.
I mean, at that point, I mean, I think that, boy,
Cause,
that's probably, they're both probably.
Because I could see a scene,
included.
because I could see a scene and feel like it is cluttered, messy, or I could feel anxious by it or something like that. But the impression I would get from that scene, the way it presents itself, would be complete. Like it would maybe certain parts of the things would be blurred. Maybe there would be no definite lines. Maybe everything would, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there would still be, but that object is still in that. You know.
Yeah. Well, that's what's fucking so strange about the arts is like, it's all yes and or both and, you know what I mean? So, and that's fucking fine, but it seems like sometimes I see things happening in the art world and I just go like, I don't fucking get this. I want to get it. Like, yo, of all the people I know, nobody I know wants to get it more than me. You should staple a chair to the wall and I'm going to sit there and go, stapled the chair to the wall. Hey, I'll give it. I want to chew on it. I really want what you're trying to send. I guess sometimes I just think like, I think you're just pretending like you have a secret message that you don't have.
And that's the thing I worry about, like, cause I mean, I feel like art becomes diluted that way, because you throw enough of that out there, and people can't, like, the consumer's not meant to rake through all that muck and determine what is and what it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think of that math stuff, like the rule of thirds or the golden ratio, for instance. The golden ratio specifically in painting. I use that in a lot of my work, and it's my way of kind of winking at anybody else who knows this stuff about these relationships and the kind of mystical, fundamental beauty of that. I'm sort of winking at that to be like, I know about that. I'm in the fucking club of a little bit of knowledge about that, and I didn't come with any of that refreshed in my brain. I've been so focused on other stuff. I didn't explain it very well at all. But it is secret information. If you go back just 100 years, a couple hundred years, that's pretty secret information. The Masons, you know, and all those fellas, they take that shit real seriously.
Well, Google's made everything unsecret.
Right. And that's how I know.
Google and YouTube has made everything unsecret. I wonder how much that's really changed the world in ways that we don't recognize.
A lot, man. And it's going to happen quicker and quicker. And the government is going to take advantage of us. You know, I'm afraid of that Amazon bot. You know, that's a little wonky to me. I don't know that.
The Alexa thing you're talking about?
Yeah, I don't know about that. Because the Amazon guy, what's his name? Bezos?
Jeff Bezos?
Man.
You don't trust him?
Well, no, I don't trust anybody.
That's fair.
You know, they're all. It's not them. It's the corporations that are acting as on their own behalf, being people themselves nowadays. I guess, like that, I don't trust. And the fact that, you know, remember when you were worried about like there being a thing in your house that was listening all the time? Like I put tape over my laptop computer, the fucking camera.
Well, yeah, I mean that's always a worry. I mean,
but that's silly because the phone. You know, when you're going to tape over your phone, you know, it's just like, there's no getting away, dude.
Oh, yeah, I worried about that when I was younger. Like, I don't worry much about that now because I figure they've got everything.
Yeah.
I figure they've got everything.
That's right. That's how I feel about it.
But you know, I think there's a paranoia there that probably isn't as true. Like, I feel like my paranoia probably goes farther than what is actual reality. Because I see the way they operate in some ways, and unless they were actively like they had a section of the government that was just like, yo, we gotta dumb this whole thing down so no one catches on to us. They're the way they operate in certain ways. There's no way they have as much as I really think they do.
I don't know, dude. I wonder where all that defense money really goes. Because yeah, they print tanks and shit, but like, man. I don't know.
Where all of it really goes. I mean, lavish lifestyles.
Really?
Lavish lifestyle. Paying people off.
I I think it's gone into like research and development.
Oh yeah, there's research and development out there too. But like I've seen like, so sometimes stuff gets like so yeah, they have like certain things like, you know, they've got cloaks that can make people almost invisible.
Mm-hmm.
They've got stuff like that, and yeah, they've got, but I don't think they have. And even if they did, I don't think the system is as secure as in terms of like stable. As I tend to think, because I think, let me just put this out there too, that I think very very much like futuristic in terms of like my worst paranoia fears. But yeah, the government has like data files in terms of everything, every website you turn to visit, um, all your email contacts, all the your geolocations, all your like those are all synced up somewhere. But in reality, the amount of data that is,
It's a lot, dude.
that's a lot of data. And they have not demonstrated the ability to hold even a percentage of that data confidential. So I don't. So that's what tends to throw me in terms of my paranoia, because that paranoia comes up and I'm like, oh yeah, they got all that, and then I look at how they can't even hold on to certain just basic stuff.
Hmm. Well, I don't know, man. I haven't fucking researched that topic in a while either. But I remember reading about server farms. You know,
Oh, I mean, but so a server farm is
it's probably just like in you know some snowy place. You know, and where they keep it nice and cold all the time, and the fucking things just got terabytes and terabytes and terabytes and whatever you call the next biggest thing and the whatever.
yeah. But terabytes and terabytes and terabytes still would be an underestimation of the data needed.
Totally, because my computer is it's got a terabyte hard drive or whatever, and
A total underestimation of the data needed.
fully.
So that's why I'm saying, like, it just doesn't seem like, because it seems like a lot of these private companies are a lot farther than the government.
Hmm. That makes sense too. And I don't know. Yeah, fuck. Who knows? I really don't. I worry about it though.
Oh, but that's why I said my paranoia is still there. There's still that, but then there's that thing fighting against it, like what I'm seeing in terms of like private companies and the way they are interacting with just the private sector, and how the government's trying to fighting and holding on to just trying to open up an iPhone.
Weird. Fucking weird, man. And I mean, yeah, I could get going on a whole conspiracy thing for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and that could just be had out in the public for drama, and they could really have all the contents and all that. But I don't know. There's that would take a level of sophistication and a level of I don't know. They don't seem to have demonstrated before, because there's all these little holes in all these conspiracies everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So they haven't seemed to demonstrate the IQ level on a consistent basis to be able to maintain those kind of things.
I agree. There's a lot of morons in the mix here, and I just don't believe people keep secrets very well. But
I mean, that's just human. That's what the other thing I'm saying. It's human nature.
yeah,
Like, people like get paid millions of dollars to hold some secrets and cannot hold them. Like, that's, I don't know. Like, people will get compromised.
and it's the information age. You know what I mean? There's just very little getting around the truth.
Their basic government websites are just getting hacked. Like, if I don't feel like that would be happening. That's like too embarrassing. Like, I don't feel like unless like someone was some genius back there is like, no, we can't make those too secure, or else they'll know we have the security. You know?
Mm. Oh, I see. I wonder if people give a fuck about. They must try and hack the CIA
People hack
database or something.
have hacked, like, there's whenever people really try, they can hack like just basic government websites. They're not too secure.
Oh yeah, if you like, yeah, I don't want to give any examples or whatever because I don't want trouble with hackers. And you guys be good out there.
Yeah, but it's not like extremely out of the way hard. So that's to me, it's like if it's not extremely out of the way hard, and
I don't have any idea. I hope it's real difficult. I hope people don't even try because what's the point? You know. I think more like the real thing to worry about is more like money in politics because a lot of the conspiring and shit has to do with that.
oh yeah,
You know, so if you just fix that, I think a lot of the conspiracy shit goes away. You know, I think like JFK, you can talk about that's probably the most famous conspiracy theory in history.
yeah.
You know, did the CIA work with anybody? Or like did the fucking mob blah blah? I don't know. You know, but that's we don't have to get all talking about that. We should do it.
I mean,
in-depth conspiracy.
I'm fully engaged in that one. I completely believe pretty much all the conspiracy theories on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Just all the JFK conspiracy theories, I'm pretty much there for. Because that one, that was a terrible job.
Well, it's definitely an interesting one. We should do an episode on it if we really want to, or we could. I don't know. We could somehow do a feature on it at some point.
Like they killed the Patsy right there on live television. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I love conspiracy theories, and I believe, you know, man. Yeah, that and 9/11 are probably the two most serious American conspiracy theories. You know.
Third one being landed on the moon, and the only reason that's the third one is because there's no life lost in terms of supposed.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of people died trying to get there and whatever.
To the moon?
Sure.
Oh yeah. I'm just talking about for that actual episode of the thing.
Man, I think, okay, here's what I will say about the moon stuff, because I sort of believe that. I believe that they must have faked some footage. I think they may have done that. So just in case, because like, here's the thing about it is, I think that they came back to Earth and they opened up their cameras and they're like, oh fuck, we went through the Van Allen radiation belt and we have nullified all of our film. So we did go, but all the film got fucked up. We didn't want to admit that happened, maybe. So we faked some of it.
Can I ask this though? I'm trying to think. Since that first landing on the moon, has there ever been another one?
I don't think anybody else really ever gone to the moon.
I think that says a lot.
That
says a lot.
No moon base in 2016 is fucked up.
Well, no, it's not even that. No one even landed again.
Yeah, I don't know if nobody ever landed again, but definitely not in a long time.
We've got phones. This is real time. You keep talking a little bit. Right. I'm gonna look up how many people have landed on the moon.
I think we'll find that some more motherfuckers have walked on the moon. They're all wonderful heroes. I don't mean motherfuckers. You know, them and like the Denver Nuggets. They're all heroes. You know what I'm saying, Greg? But I think that we haven't gone the opposite direction on how many times we go. I mean, like, we haven't gone in a long time. Maybe there's just nothing to do up there. Maybe there's just no good reason to be there. Except a fucking server farm. Fucking put a server farm on the... Maybe it's too dusty.
Let's see. It says
can you do
12...
it without air? Can you do a server farm without air?
How many moon landings?
How would you cool the stuff?
There's been 6 manned U.S. landings.
6?
We're the only ones. 6 manned ones.
Only us.
Only country to ever get there. 6 man.
Because we claimed it. Did we claim the moon as our territory?
I mean,
we put a flag there, right?
How many humans have been on the moon? Yeah, that's it.
Who owns the moon? Look up who owns the moon.
How many countries have made it to the moon?
Do I own part of the moon? I'm an American citizen. Where's my piece of moon? I'm moving. Moon's a little place. There's not enough room for.
Oh, so Chinese people reported they unmanned. So, I think the United States is still the only people who've only a manned spaceship landed on the moon.
Really? That's suspicious.
That's
super suspicious.
That is
pretty suspicious.
12 people have walked on the moon. All of them were American men.
Ugh, American men.
And it was all from 1963 to 1972, apparently.
We haven't gone since the 70s? Man.
1968 and December 1968 and December 1972. That is...
Alright, here's my new theory, Greg. We did go to the moon. We've been to the moon multiple times. There's some suspicious, super suspicious stuff about the first landing. But the reason we haven't gone back is they don't want to break it to the American public. The moon fucking sucks. It's just shitty up there.
Man,
there's nothing to do. There's no water. There's no atmosphere. It fucking blows. Everybody would have to be in spacesuits all the time. That's some bullshit.
How are the United States people how is the United States the only country to land? There's been 12 people, and it was only from 1968 to 1972.
That's fucked up.
Like, what happened after 1972?
That's pretty suspicious.
That doesn't make any sense. Like, all of a sudden after 1972, we just couldn't fly. Just could not fly after 1972. That doesn't... Nah, man.
Do you think they just said, fuck that place? There's nothing to do. You can't shoot a missile from there. You can't... Back then, it's kind of like, what's the fucking point?
Well, no, I don't know if they... that's where I start to wonder if they ever landed. Because then you start to wonder why... Okay, so the first time that a United States citizen was supposed to go up there into space, what happened? Wasn't that the Challenger?
Oh, yeah.
Teacher?
Sad.
Yeah. I mean, extremely sad. But I always have been wondering why the first citizen, the first one, 1968 to 72, you got to the moon?
Couldn't help
and
it.
Then all of a sudden, the teacher can't get there? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we did a conspiracy episode. Good. Let's think about this from the other direction, Greg. I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
You're the American government.
Okay.
Give me your top list of strategic reasons to go to the moon. And then the second question is, how much are each of those worth? That's how to come at this. Okay. Why go to the moon?
Why go? Because it's the ultimate bargaining chip.
Is it? What's so good about the moon?
So if you're up at the moon, you assume superior technology in terms of space. If you're the only country able to land on the moon, you're telling me that doesn't give you superiority when you're guiding your missiles, your rockets, all of those things?
Why would it?
Satellites? Satellites guide all that stuff.
Yeah.
So if you are able to if you have the technology to land on the moon, you should have the technology to grow on that. If you ever really had that technology to grow on that and to be able to build on the moon.
So you could have like a satellite factory.
It's also land is a premium in any nation or any country, any empire. Land is a premium. And make no mistake, the United States is an empire. Land is a premium.
Okay, so you
would want to get the most territory that you can. You wield more power with more territory.
But does territory matter if it's in a place with no resources? I mean,
not if you put resources up there.
You have all the cheese you'd ever want.
If you put resources up there,
like a lake,
Or even if, like, okay, so even if you hold that ultimate trump card, if you have the ability to have just people up there and destroy the Earth.
There's that.
Like,
no, I think
that's
a great reason.
You're the only people who, in a nuclear war, could survive. Is the United States, because you can land on the moon.
Yeah, President Ando answering all these questions. Reason number one, the human race needs to put our eggs in more than one basket. Operation Moonbase is go.
But, yeah, I mean, but apparently, you could only do it for 4 years. 1968 to 1972. 12 people.
Yeah, that is weird. I guess, like, after Kennedy got shot, they went a few more times. And they were like, fuck that guy. He wanted to go to the moon, we went, whatever. Let's fuck that guy.
But all the technology we have, all these private things, and like Tesla has problems, like SpaceX has problems getting rockets. Like certain like private people have problems just getting rockets airborne and maintained.
Yeah.
Like if we really had that technology to land on the moon, I don't think we'd be having these problems we have just with NASA and just getting that doesn't
get Amazon drone ship a bunch of shit to the moon.
Like the reason that the Challenger went, like that doesn't make any sense. Like if you should have had like that just doesn't make any sense. Like because you didn't have that technology like 20 years ago.
I don't understand why it's so tough to do that stuff, but I think what I'm saying is I'm not a rocket scientist. You know?
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's rocket scientists who have questioned.
So, like, Moonbase is useful for a few reasons. You could build satellites. You could have kind of superiority.
I mean, satellites control a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. If you control the satellites, you control the world, pretty much.
But how much is that worth? Trillions and trillions and trillions?
More than trillions. To control the satellites, more than trillions.
Yeah?
More than trillions, yeah.
This is like the ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, controlling the satellites that's it.
Because there's already a group of fucking satellites in space, I guess.
The satellites are what guide the missiles.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it from the standpoint of having a little bit of separation for humanity in case we blow ourselves up or whatever. There's still some dudes out there.
You still have that trump card. You guys want to go to nuclear war? Fine. We're sending our peeps up north. Far north.
Super, super far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what you think about that. Let's press all the red buttons now.
That does help, I suppose. But I think, and I think living off planet is definitely the future for humanity if we can live that long.
Well, I don't know because I don't think we can get off the planet, really.
I think the artificial intelligence will leave us here.
I'm just saying, I don't think we really land on the moon.
They want to land on Mars. They want to colonize Mars.
Like, have you seen some of the videos that they get from like the little rovers they get?
Yeah.
Man, you don't get those type of videos and have landed on the moon. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know why there aren't like a bunch of. There must be a bunch of different rovers and stuff chilling on the moon, right? They must shoot up because it ain't that expensive to shoot some fucking rovers up there.
Well, man.
Surely. I'll bet you that they've got secret artificial intelligence on Mars, on the fucking moon.
Secret artificial intelligence. I mean, I hope they have some. Man, I hope they have some really, really cool evacuation options for us.
Yeah. They don't.
Because, I mean...
Not for us. Not for dudes like you and me.
Did you see that article, I forget how long, or that report about how we drastically need to change everything we're doing with the environment or else we're all going to die? It wasn't that in so many words, but it was Like there was a drastic environmental report by one of those big old, international committee people that said we really, 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 really needed to change some things. I don't know if you've seen any of that at all.
No, I don't think I have. If there's I will make this. If President Ando finds out that there's a secret artificial intelligence on the moon, I'm going to name it Space Ghost. Because that will scare everybody and get them in the right mindset for fighting.
Gosh.
EMP guns, electromagnetic pulse guns. That manufacture those immediately. Because we haven't been there since the fucking 70s. Something's up. It's not that boring of a place. I understand if it's the 80s and you're going why the fuck are we spending so much money to send people to this place?
It just doesn't make sense.
No, but nowadays, yeah, your points actually have swayed me a little bit. Because at first I was kind of I'm on team fuck the moon. Mostly. It's expensive to send people there. What are you gonna ship them some corn or whatever every once in a while? Then no, they're gonna have to do a whole farm situation.
No, we need options.
Yeah, and it goes on the other side of the earth for a lot of the time. It moves around the earth, right?
How long out of the year would the moon be super cold?
I don't know. Doesn't it go around the earth multiple times?
Yeah,
day and what? Because how long is a day on the fucking moon? And
wait, what is a day though?
Here's a fucking oh my god, Greg. Let me just lean back and enjoy this. Here's a great title for something. I'll arm wrestle you for it. Winter on the Moon.
Winter on the Moon.
Winter on the Moon is the best idea ever. I'm going to go home and write that tonight. It's going to be an instrumental song. It's going to be my Christmas gift to the community. Winter on the Moon.
So, 29 and a half days. To break it down simply, a day on the moon lasts as long as 29 and a half Earth days. In other words, if you were standing on the surface of the moon, it would take 29 and a half days for the sun to move all the way across the sky and return to its original position again. So a month.
Fuck that. That's the opposite of what I said. Why is it the opposite of what I said?
So the moon, you would be on the moon, and it would be 30 days before you would get the full day, a real day of the sun.
Fucked up. I hate that idea. Let's not do that anymore. Maybe that's another good reason.
But that means it would move really slow. So about a third of that, you'd be really warm, right? It'd just be a third of light, 10 days of light.
I guess.
And then another 10 days of sort of light, and then 10 days of darkness.
Yeah, nobody wants that. Nobody wants 10 days of darkness all the time, dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody's gonna want that. Maybe fuck the moon. It's good for robots. Robots probably don't give a fuck about that unless they're just powered by the sun.
But we could have little domes and stuff up there that change the whole perspective of all that.
Oh, that's true. But and the drones that live there won't give a fuck. They'd charge up for 10 days and work around for 10 days. Charge up for 10 days.
We'd probably be way more efficient. If we were given, who knows how that would change our efficiency rating? If we were to give 29 and a half days, it would change the whole way our body cycle and be more advanced and evolved in a couple.
Would you move to the moon base? If it were a giant,
what's the status of things here?
Like it is now. Trump's second term. And they're we've got a Hilton in space. It's
it is now?
It's like a Hilton under a giant dome.
Nah, I'm cool.
No, okay, it's like the Venetian in Vegas.
Still cool.
But still not.
I can just go to Vegas.
You could just go to Vegas, but now and Vegas has weed now.
I mean, yeah, there's not really a reason for me to be going out to the moon.
Me either. No. If they put a Venetian on the moon, I'll definitely visit.
I mean, yeah, I'd pop in for a quick. Oh yeah, I'd fly up real quick.
Have you ever been to Europe?
I've never left this country.
I never have either. I'm thinking about going this summer. I really want to go.
I would love to. I need to apply for a visa, which I know takes forever.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
Like if you don't put the little rush on it, I think it's like 90 days.
Oh.
But that's not too bad. But it's also like $100 or $85 or something. You gotta pay some money to get out the country, man.
Bullshit.
Nowadays, who knows what the restrictions are?
I'm scared to go by myself. I want to go with somebody that's been a bunch, and I just want to like get shown around. That's really how I want to do it.
Yeah, I want to go. I would love to go like somewhere like Mexico, but I'm just not trying to get caught up in no cartel warfare.
I want to go to Italy. I want to go to France. God, let me be a fucking
Italy.
tourist.
Italy sounds great, but
man, all the art. I want to see the Vatican.
If I went to Italy, I would want to have buku money.
Yeah, you just get a credit card, dog, and you pay it off. You pay off your dreams.
Just pay off.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm gonna.
I think credit companies are gonna stay away from me for a while. So I pay off my other dreams.
Yeah, I pay off stuff. I'm starting to dig a fresh hole this month. Yeah.
Hooray for holes.
Yeah.
Like the moon has.
Yeah, it does. And that's another thing about the moon is it gets little micro comets and stuff. It doesn't have an atmosphere
It gets pelted.
Right?
Just.
So, yeah, I think fuck the moon, dude. Except for, maybe there's like a server farm situation that might work.
Server farm situation.
That way they can know, what kind of porn I like and all this. I don't mind telling you, but I just don't think this is the right context for me to be telling you.
Right. I don't think so either. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, that's okay. See, I have class. I don't have to talk about everything all the time.
Like,
it's mostly Denver Nuggets related.
Thanksgiving is coming up.
What's that? Thanksgiving is right around the corner.
Yeah, just to give you context on this episode. Man, the holiday season. Whew.
Starting.
I can't believe that.
I like it.
You like the holiday season?
Yeah.
Because I got mixed feelings.
I like joy. And I like watching...
I
like watching corporations take the idea of joy and peace and turn that into commercialized kind of poison.
Well, I this is true.
I like that.
I don't necessarily like that part, but
I think it's powerful magic, and I like seeing it.
Powerful okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like magic. Like it works on people.
Well, that is true.
And it's well, they're making art. It's like they're playing that line between art and craft and magic.
Art, I don't know if I'd go that far.
Well, they're making something that's supposed to evoke an emotion. You see Grandpa drinking that glass of Country Time lemonade or whatever, and the little kid jumps in Grandpa's lap, and Grandpa pops out a Werther's Original.
Werther's Original.
And the kid pulls it, and the little thing's twirling in the air, reflecting the light, and you go, ooh, a little Werther's Original. That would be good right now, and shit.
Okay, holiday season's coming up, which means that those little melt in your mouth peppermint Hershey Kisses, white chocolate are coming back.
Oh, that's right. You love those.
I just thought about that.
We gotta do a candy thing.
I just thought about that.
Candy
man, Halloween is over. That means they might be in the stores now.
Dude, I saw a Christmas section at the grocery store today.
Did you?
Which I go to every day, of course.
Oh my gosh. Was it a King Soopers?
Yeah.
Oh. Give me strength.
There was a lot of candy there. I didn't notice because it wasn't on my mind at the time.
White chocolate peppermint chips. Oh, they're going to be there. Okay. All right.
I think that we should do an episode on this, on the candy thing.
Oh, my love for candy and how it's going to kill me.
Well, yeah. We should do
we
should do a buffet. And remember how your dad would sit you down and be like, or whatever, in the story, like classic stories like, oh, you like to drink a beer, huh, Jimmy? Well, you'll drink this whole case.
The whole thing.
And shit, they drink the whole case. He's like, how you like that shit, you little fuck?
It was
and
great.
He's like, did you learn your lesson? You know? I don't know what Dad's voice is.
I think dads were supposed to do that with cigarettes.
Oh. Yeah, well, we can do that too. But I think it'd be funny to have like a whole, see what your limit on candy is.
I don't know if my teeth will be good on that.
Well, that'll definitely be an issue.
Oh, it will, because I'll be eating until the next week.
And what if we, if you buy a special mouth guard or something to protect your teeth while you chew all the candy?
Special. I guess you taste with your tongue, not your teeth.
Oh yeah, it'd still be good, but it'd be tough. It'd take a different skill set than you.
It would take that is certainly true. That is true.
I think that we talk about candy enough to where like we should definitely.
Last topic. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Oh, green bean casserole, no question.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Huh. Okay.
With the crunchy onions.
Oh, you like the fried onions? The bacon bits and shit?
I don't even need the bacon.
Wow.
I will go no bacon, crunchy stuff on the top, cheesy green beans underneath. Yes, sir.
Okay. See, I'm a mac and cheese guy.
Strong. Mac and cheese strong.
That's what I'm making. This.
All right.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the thing that they're both items that you can take the turkey, which is, sometimes dry or whatever. You can take this item and put it on top.
Yeah. Yep. Well, happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. And woe to non-thankful people, and woe to enemies of the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, and Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, woe to Christopher Columbus. See previous episode.
Yeah, we want to see last year's episode. All right, this has been the Late Weekend Show. My name's Greg. That man who just died was Andy. You guys have a great Thanksgiving.